Hello everybody, Weebrabbit here, and welcome back to the channel. So I'm Weebrabbit, and this guy is the Legend of Jonathan.
Hello, everyone.
And yes, we are excited because the rumors were true. Nintendo just kind of dropped, the announcement trailer thing for the Switch successor. We have it here. We're ready to watch it. And then afterwards, if there's anything to analyze, we'll do that. But I'm excited. Are you excited?
For sure. Really excited.
All right, so without further ado, let's just dive in, guys, and see what they have for us, right? All right, so here we go. All right, Nintendo logo looks good. All right. What do we got here? All right, so that's the original Switch.
Well, they always start off a good trailer.
All right, cool. Okay, so already, bigger screen is, I guess, what they're trying to...
Ooh.
Okay, so it's rounded.
It's more smooth. Okay.
Okay, smooth's always nice.
Ooh.
Okay.
Guess different position of the USB. Yeah, of the USB-C.
Okay, I mean, headphone jack was always there, right? At the top. Oh, it has a little stand. Oh, that stand is like way better looking, honestly.
And
it leans all the way
it
back.
looks more flexible. Oh, that's good.
Okay. All right, what controllers though? Controllers gotta be different. Okay, so far bigger.
And
ooh. Okay, so far nothing too. Okay, that's different. Oh, okay. Okay, we can save it for later. But okay, so yeah, the controllers are different.
Bigger
more
and better, it looks like,
bigger.
so far.
Yeah, we can talk about it in a moment. Okay, so yeah, it looks like it definitely is what we were thinking. That it is going to be like a very huge change. It looks like it is just going to be like an upgrade. But okay, I like what I see though.
That must be the mouse rumor I had heard about.
Oh, you're right. Okay, we can talk about that in a moment as well. Oh, this part's very different. Okay. Oh, okay. I don't know what I think about that. We can talk about that in a moment. Okay, that's it then, huh? Okay, so it's just, and they literally are calling it the Switch 2 then. That is
like the PlayStation 2. It's like,
yeah.
it's like
okay, hold on. Anything different? Yeah, I think they're literally calling the Switch 2. That is so interesting. Oh, wait, is that Mario Kart 8? Wait. No, this is different.
No.
Okay, the moment I saw Mario, this is different. Oh, the dock is different too. Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah, that's a different Mario Kart. Okay, I think I know some things.
100%.
Okay.
100%.
2025. Okay, as well as Nintendo Switch games. Okay. Good,
backwards compatible. Good.
And I think that's about it.
Oh,
all right, there's going to be an actual direct on April 2nd, which I had heard about going in. Okay. Oh, and some hands-on events, but those are always like in Japan or something. So, okay.
Nice.
Okay, folks. So, all right. So that was very, very cool. And yeah, I have some thoughts on that. All right. So first thing I noticed, I don't know how we're going to edit this. Maybe I'll just have like stuff on screen, like different images or whatever. But all right, so right away, of course, first thing they show off is that the screen is going to be bigger. Everything's going to be more rounded out. That's pretty cool. If you notice, yeah. So, okay, I always had the USB-C thing on the bottom, but it looks like there's more detail now where, okay, the headphone jack is coming back. That's good. But there's also a USB-C at the top, which is very interesting. I don't know what the implication could be there, honestly. Extra charging or for like accessories or something, I guess.
Maybe it's charged through the dock through a different method this time. So the USB-C is on the top and he uses a charging port at the bottom that's different, maybe?
I don't know. But then after that, they showed the little, what would you call it? The little stand. And the stand looks way better. That's one thing I did not like about the original. I mean, I'm very careful with my stuff. I never like messed mine up. Mine's still intact, but I almost never used it for fear of just how flimsy it is. Like even just taking the SD card out, I think it sucks. So this new one is very cool. I really like that. Where it's like a really nice stand. It's like a full body, if that makes sense. And then it seems like it's really flexible. Like, look at that. It goes all the way. You can lean your Switch all the way back, which I really like that. I like when you have options for that. So that's really cool. Then after that, the controllers, again, something I noticed is that, yeah, this looks like this isn't like a jump from like the GameCube to the Wii where it's something very drastic, or from like the Wii U to the Switch, which... Yeah, I still think that's a pretty drastic jump. It looks like this is a jump like from the DS to like a different version of DS 3DS to 3DS XL, stuff like that.
For sure, yeah.
It looks like it's just like, okay, we've made some changes, some improvements, right? So right away, the controllers, this is what caught my attention. Again, I'm not really sure. Hopefully we'll have like the footage kind of playing as we're talking, right? Maybe like in slow-mo, maybe we'll have like certain images on screen. I like that. Yeah, it looks like maybe they really have taken to heart the whole thing about the controllers and the drift. It looks like they are having like extra support for the joysticks, right? So that's really cool. And then it seems really interesting because something I thought was very annoying about the Switch Joy-Cons now is that you remove it from like the little rail, but it's kind of like naked, right? You have to like attach that other like addition thing to it. So it looks like it's built into it like automatically now. So it just has the buttons now and it has all that stuff, which I think is a pretty good improvement. I like that.
For sure.
And then they're still keeping the same design where there's two, and they're kind of a little bit they're a little bit they're not symmetrical, so that's interesting. But again, I like the buttons. I like that they're a bit bigger. I'd be right here, so they're showing the buttons look like they're larger, right? And they're like a little bit more pronounced. I like that. Yeah, resistant joysticks. And then you mentioned something here. Something about like, oh, you had read about some sort of like a mouse feature or something?
Yeah, there was a rumor that stated that there was going to be a mouse mode or mouse like accessory of some sort. And I guess it had to do with the fact that there's games that kind of support mouses. And so maybe this might be used for a feature in some future entries, probably.
Okay. Interesting. Okay, because I hadn't read that part. I had read some of the rumors about like, oh, the performance, stuff like that, and that there was like a Switch successor coming, but I hadn't read that part, so that's an interesting feature. Okay. If you do notice, it is interesting that there's a part where it shows that like, oh, there is like something that kind of goes off screen, like it keeps going, like the little strap part. So it looks like the strap this time is going to be something you add on. So that's interesting. Instead of it being like something that's like kind of like a part of like the Joy-Con. I don't know how to explain it, but it looks like it's going to be very different this time. I'm not too sure how I feel about the part where now I think I get why they're doing it. Anyone who knows anything about the hacking community, the modding community, the reason that the Switch was so easy to hack is because there was a little exploit using the rail, right? I think they're trying to avoid that this time. Instead, they have like almost like these little ports on the side of the two sides of the Switch. And then it looks like the Joy-Cons or whatever you're going to call these, they snap in. The one thing I don't know about that, because whenever you have like a thing sticking out and you have to stick something in and out, like, back and forth, it does wear down and some of the pins can get messed up. So I really hope they're resistant. That's something I don't know how I feel about that yet. That could be an issue, but hopefully, they've thought it through, right?
I feel like they could have thought it through for sure, but
yeah. And one of the last things they show, it looks like they're going with Switch 2, unless they're still just waiting to unveil the name. Like that's what they're going to unveil during the direct on the 2nd of April, which could happen, but I don't know. I feel like at this point,
I think this fits.
Yeah, so it looks like they're just going to call it the Nintendo Switch 2, which, I mean, that's very different, right? The Nintendo has never done that with their consoles, right? They always, totally change the name or add like super or some sort of like a word like that to it. So for it to just be like a sequel, like literally just the two, that's very different, but all right. And then after that, they just kind of show the system again. That's where they show that, the dock is going to look different, which is really cool. Oh, this part right here. So if you pay attention, we talked about it before we jumped into our little analysis, right? Just kind of like, okay, what do you want to talk about? Stuff like that. So at first you're kind of thinking like, okay, is it going to be like Mario Kart 8 again? Like there's no way, right? Like that would be like one too many times. But no, if you pay attention to the art style, it's interesting because Mario has his Mario Wonder design. Right away, I noticed that about him and Luigi. So I'm like, wait, no. This is definitely a new Mario Kart of some sort. And then if you notice, it's kind of hard to notice. There's like just like
Kill Shop right now.
Yeah. But whenever you see Donkey Kong, he has like that more movie appearance where he has like almost like the little mask around his eyes. So yeah, yes, you can definitely tell. It looks like they are giving us a hint. I mean, a hint. They're giving us a preview of what either is going to be Mario Kart 9 finally, or I know you mentioned if they're considering Mario Kart Tour, you know, the 9th entry, what might be Mario Kart X or 10. So we're not really too sure how they're thinking of, you know, the naming convention, but what matters is it looks like this is a look at the next Mario Kart entry.
Their continuity, yeah.
Yeah, and it looks like they're going for like a different art style. It looks like they're trying something different. So I wonder if I wonder if like Wonder is the direction they're trying to go with when it comes to direction, maybe inspiration for the movie when it comes to Donkey Kong. I mean, Donkey Kong hasn't had a new game, though it has been rumored. So it'll be interesting to keep an eye out for. Will Donkey Kong in his next game, whenever that is, might he be based more off of the movie? Right? That could be interesting.
For sure.
And something really cool, if you look at the level, yeah, this isn't a level that exists. It looks like, I think you mentioned that, because we kind of were just like looking into some stuff. It looks like people are calling this kind of like Radiator Springs Mario.
From Pixar's, cars.
Because this looks like it's like a highway level, and there's like a little Yoshi's little restaurant right there, right? Like a little stop, little rest area. So it looks like this is that kind of like the level they're showing off here, which is very interesting. I like that. That's a good theme. And last thing that we noticed that's very interesting. So if you look at the amount of racers right at the end, it looks like there might be up to 24 racers. Because I think I counted for sure like at least like 18, but it looks like there might be more. So it looks like it might not be your typical like 8 people racing or, you know, even like 16. It looks like they're, I mean, no, what is it? In the newer ones, like you can go up to 12.
It's 12.
Yeah, so it looks like they might be doubling it. So that's pretty cool, right?
That
so maybe
insane.
So it's kind of cool. Maybe the whole cast, right? The whole roster will be out at once. That could be kind of interesting, right? And then, yeah, it looks like the Switch is coming in Switch 2 is coming in 2025. So that's cool. We are getting it this year. And then, of course, that's where, again, 2025. It's interesting if you stop and read the text. So it says that it will play exclusive games, which, you know, obviously, as well as Nintendo Switch games. But it does, you know, reiterate, obviously physical. I mean, obviously digital. That's simple. It says physical, but it says not all of them.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking what it means by that, because if it can play cartridges, right, which is what it's showing, I think it might just mean that this time around they're not going to try any of like the VR Labo stuff. I think they might be dropping that. That's what I could see them being like, no, we're not going to do those.
Yeah, I can see that too, because unless like someone's just kind of like, oh, but I found a way to make it work, I kind of doubt it, because it's like they must have programmed this in mind to not use Labo or like anything like that.
Or unless there's some games that really aren't going to work, because unless maybe the new system, for instance, isn't going to really use the motion controls, because notice that they didn't really show off the controller having like the little sensor at the bottom and stuff, right?
Yeah, that's
you know how that was. Too. Yeah, you know how it was like a big gimmick for like the Switch, right? That like, oh, it has like a little sensor. And notice how like, oh, you can tell how many ice cubes are like in the little glass. That's how they show it off. So unless they're cutting back on stuff like that, maybe that's what they mean. But I don't know. It looks like it will play the majority of like the cartridge games, right? And like the digital games. So I'm thinking that maybe, hopefully, what they mean is that maybe they're dropping some of the more gimmicky, like, you know, Labo stuff, VR stuff, maybe like stuff that's heavily, you know, motion sensor stuff. Maybe that's what they mean, I think. But I guess we'll have to see, right?
That's what they can mean for sure.
Yeah. And then, of course, after all the details about like, oh, cool, you know, exclusive games and Nintendo Switch games, which sounds pretty cool. We'll have to see how that works. That's still something that's kind of up in the air. Yeah, they're going to have a Nintendo Direct for the system on the 2nd of April. So, you know, a few months away. So, you know, I guess that gives them some time. You know, hopefully maybe by then people kind of third parties will announce games they've been working on, right? Maybe they'll kind of come out of the woodwork now, right? That'd be kind of cool. And then if they're announcing it in April, maybe that means it'll drop like in June, July, right? Like for the summer or something. So
that would make sense.
That's what I'm hoping, right? But, you know, we'll see. And then was there anything else after that? Oh, yeah, the hands-on experiences. I haven't checked out the website yet, but I know those are always usually like in Japan. If they happen to have them in other places, usually it's like around Washington State, because that's where they have
Washington.
Yeah, so it's probably nowhere near me either way. Yeah, but I mean, that's still pretty cool. It'd be kind of interesting to see who goes to it and what news they can tell us, I guess, right? So that's cool. For people who can go to it, good for them, But that is pretty much it. So as you can see, that is our thoughts. We really broke things down, and I don't know, I'm just really excited. I think that, I might not agree with everything Nintendo does. We've always kind of talked about that on the channel here and there, but that doesn't mean that I hate them either. And I'm always curious to see what they have going on. You know what I mean? And if the rumors are true, it seems like the system could actually be like a pretty big upgrade. I had heard that it might be on par with like the Steam Deck. So if we're getting something that's like on par with the Steam Deck, that's a nice little upgrade. So I'm pretty excited. And even if it was to be, kind of on the weaker side of things, like if, I think what I had heard is people kind of throwing out there like, oh, maybe it'll be at like the level of like the PS4, right? Which like obviously now, which obviously now we're PS5 and Xbox Series, X, and we have super strong PC, stuff like that. So obviously it would be a bit behind, but even like a PS4 Pro, that's still not bad. It's still nice, and I don't know, just as long as they keep pushing out newer hardware. Games, of course, are like a big component. As long as we keep getting a lot of third-party support, I mean, that makes me happy, honestly. So, I'm pretty easy to please. As long as we get that sort of stuff, I have other consoles. I'm not looking for like the Switch to be my strongest console. Although if it was, I mean, that would be great, right? But as long as I have like fun games to play, as long as we have that third-party support, that makes me happy. So,
Yeah.
All right, but there you have it, guys. That is our look at the Nintendo Switch 2 reveal trailer announcement, whatever you want to call it. And yeah, man, I went into this pretty excited, and I don't know, I'm still excited. I'm still really looking forward to this. I really can't wait for April to see what else they discuss, right? Like, damn, dude, I'm just like, I don't know, I'm just thinking so many different things. It's just really cool, honestly.
Yeah, I've been waiting for it for a while too. I'm pretty excited to see what comes out. I think it's going to be able to run most of the modern games we have now. At least, like, not saying exaggerated, but I think based off what I've heard, it should be able to play most of the PS5, PS4 library. So I'm kind of excited to see what the Switch 2, what it does, Yeah,
I mean, because already the original current Switch can already do so much. I mean, that you might not even expect. So I don't know, man. I'm just really looking forward to see what happens.
For sure. I'm excited too.
Alrighty, guys. But there you have it. That is our little look and analysis. Like I said, let us know if we missed anything. But I think we went, pretty in depth with everything that we noticed, everything that we thought, right? Even the freaking game that they showed, right? So But all right, there you have it, guys. If you like what you saw, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Let us know if we missed any details, right? Point anything out, feel free to. Thank you, Legend on, for being here, of course.
You're welcome, man.
All right, and we'll see you guys next time, where hopefully we'll be there in April to, look at that direct, right? But we'll see. But until then, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.